Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy and investor profits. So there's a recent case that has come up. There was a lawsuit filed by shareholders or investors in the app called Snap, S-N-A-P, about the impact of Apple's app transparency on their revenue for the company. So the lawsuit states that, well, first of all, let me back up. So Apple last year implemented or said they were going to implement changes to their operating system or how they allow marketers to have access to information about customers, and it's been wildly successful. It's actually been so successful, I think estimates show that companies like Snap and other companies that sell advertisement have lost, I think they said $9.5 billion and counting, based on the changes that Apple's app transparency has made. So the changes that Apple's app transparency has made is that it made companies that need to or want to have data about individuals for marketing purposes, it makes that for the individual kind of an opt-in as opposed to opt-out. The last statistics that I saw said 95% of people, after this app transparency feature was put into Apple products, only about 5% of people opted in. So it was a very low number. So companies that were relying on, the revenues and profits from the app transparency change have definitely lost money. But this lawsuit is about investors feeling as though Snap may have made false promises based on, their plan for what they were going to do to counteract app transparency that was forced by Apple. So the company actually lost their stock, so they didn't meet expectations for the quarter that people were really interested in. I think it was the second quarter and of this year of 2021. I think the stock fell 25%. And so this investor lawsuit really is about kind of communication with investors about their plans, and also they felt that Snap gave maybe an overly rosy talk with investors about how they felt that they would be able to meet expectations, investor expectations of revenue with this particular app transparency change from Apple. So I think that from Apple's part, app transparency has been very successful. From companies that sell advertising, it hasn't been that great, especially if they either weren't able to find alternate ways to be able to capture that data, or if they had not been able to kind of develop basically a first-party relationship with people who want to opt in to this particular advertising. So I think we're going to see a lot more situations where data privacy will become a topic, not only in kind of mergers and acquisitions, but also in investor profit things, because depending on, for this example, it wasn't a regulation that changed these people's business models. It was the iOS maker, the company that makes the OS for Apple products, that made this global change that is impacting and having a ripple effect with all these other businesses. So I think that those changes will continue to come, and I think that organizations need to fully communicate to whomever, investors or shareholders or regulators about, privacy changes or impacts to their business that may impact negatively or positively their investor profits. That's it. Thank you.